Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Casuals. I am Lucky and Happy New Year. We're going to be reacting to some memes. I had a long holiday season, so decided to do something a little bit easier. We'll be back to, regular video format and all that stuff, at least for me. I know Michael's been killing it on his side, in the following weeks. But I just wanted to thank you guys all for the awesome, we've surpassed 200 subscribers, and I really do appreciate that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some memes here. Me, recommend me a long anime. My friend, One Punch Man, Death Note, Death Parade. Me. That's pretty good. See, that's the problem though is, if you tell somebody to recommend you something, you should at least say, well, here are my preferences, or, I don't want anything that is too bloody. I don't want, you got to give some preferences before you end up saying, you end up asking somebody for, recommendations, or else they'll just throw anything out there, you know what I mean? Don't shoot the messenger is all I will say. I always found this connection hilarious. Japanese speakers speaking English to sound cooler. English speakers speaking Japanese to sound cooler. Yeah, that's kind of true. I mean, it reminds me of, God, what? I think I heard of this. It may have been a meme, but it was, they called Japanese people who wanted to be more American, like Americaboos or something like that. I think it was just a joke thing, but I loved it because it was a Japanese dude with profile and, talking about how he wrangled up horses and all that stuff. And, I think to a certain degree, we all have that cultural grass is greener on the other side kind of thing, where it's like, man, that culture is really cool and their language is so cool. But I think we all have a certain amount of coolness to our own culture. But, I definitely get this, because, you hear it all the time in anime OPs, or even anime songs in general, or sorry, Japanese songs in general, where they just start speaking English out of nowhere. You are my friend. You're like, what the heck is that? So you don't really find too many English songs that speak Japanese randomly. You know what I mean? It just doesn't really happen all that much. So that would be an interesting new genre. Maybe something to start up.
No, God! No! God, please, no!
Watch an isekai with waifus. Watch an actual good anime. New weebs. Oh, man. I mean, whatever gets people to watch anime, you know what I mean? I think that's the most important thing here. I mean, they'll learn after a while that isekais with all this clickbaity kind of stuff isn't exactly like the bee's knees or anything like that, but I will say it's not always terrible though. I mean, the worst isekai is better than some of the best Western Western media kind of stuff. Okay, sorry, it's better than some of the mid-tier Western media stuff. There's some good Western media. I know I tend to crap on it a lot just because anime is so good, but I know there is some good Western media out there. But sometimes the mid Western media is just really mediocre. So yeah, I would rather choose a anime isekai, or an isekai with a bunch of waifus over a really mid-tier Western show. So, but in terms of having it over a really good anime like Horimiya or Kimi ni Todoke, I mean, I'll take my, or Komi Can't Communicate. I mean, what's wrong with you if you choose an isekai with some waifus in it over, I mean, Komi Can't Communicate? The hell is wrong with you? The hell is wrong with you? My son in 2050 trying to explain anime. Me? Do not cite the deep magic to me, which I was there when it was written. Yeah, I never really thought about that, but that is true, right? There are going to be a bunch of kids who are going to be, I did the same thing with my mom, where I would say oh my god, this is really cool, and she's like, yeah, it's been around for a while. What did I say? I said to my mom one time, hey, have you ever heard this Weird Al guy? And she's like, yeah, but, one of my boyfriends had it back when, back in the 80s or something like that. And I was like, what? Weird Al's been around since the 80s? I just knew him from White and Nerdy, dude. I didn't know who the heck he was. I didn't know that he's been around that long. So I was like, dude, anything cool must be coming out in my generation. And I guarantee you, as you go along and as you meet really young, younger kids and stuff, you're gonna meet a lot of young kids where they all just think that their generation came up with the best stuff. No, it didn't happen. There was probably somebody before you that had at least the building blocks of what you're standing on right now. So That is a very good point. I mean, I don't want to brag here, but I feel like the 90s to like the 2000s were some of the some of the best 20 years of anime that I don't know if it'll ever be replicated. I mean, we'll see from the 2010s to 2030, right? The two decades and stuff. That would be an interesting thing. I mean, I'll let you guys know. Hopefully we're still doing this, but I will let you guys know in 2030 if by 2030 the 2010s, 2020s, 2030s have matched up to the 1990s or the 2010s. I know how it feels. Watching first season, calm. First season end, panic. Second season is on air, calm. Second season delayed, panic. Oh my god, dude. Wow, I feel like this is basically telling the story of Rising of the Shield Hero a little bit. Granted, the second season was kind of announced to be on air, like I think January well, okay, it would have been last year now because Happy New Year. But dude, I pray to God that there is no other delay with Rising of the Shield Hero. I might have to watch it again just so I get my Rising of the Shield Hero fix, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Metaverse. If it happens, I want to join that game. Okay, Freddy from Scooby-Doo is about to unmask the villain. It's gonna be, Sword Art Online. Uh-oh, guys. That would be, man, okay, this brings up a very interesting question. How many of you would actually be willing to do a Sword Art Online situation? Like, everybody fights for the death, or fights to the death, and, you level up like an RPG, but it's like insta-death. You're perma-death, whatever they call it. I don't know if I'd want to be a part of that, but it is interesting. I do feel, oh man, dude. Wow, that's a really good point, Mark Zuckerberg does kind of remind me of, that's his name, Mark Zuckerberg? He does kind of remind me of that Kaiba dude from like whoever created Sword Art Online. I think his name's Kaiba, whatever. I feel like that's where technology is going, to the point where, like, what was the reasoning behind the nerve gear? Like, it like sends a microwave blast to your brain and just fries you up? Oh, God, dude, I'm okay. And how do you know your nerve gear is gonna, like, stand the test of time, right? Like, what if during that year that everybody was out of commission, right? Or everybody was in Einsgrad or whatever it was called. Like, what happens if the nerve gear messes up somehow? Like, dude, my Xbox controller, dude, sometimes this thing just shits out on me, man. What happens if the nerve gear shits out on me? What? I was doing so good, and then you just microwave brain. Jeez, man. I could start World War III for that one cookie. Mom, there's one cookie left. Me and my brother. Shironis! Rasengan! Oh my god. Comment down below if you do have a sibling like that. Like, do you guys actually get into fights like this epic? Because, I mean, actually, maybe I shouldn't spoil this, but, Sasuke and Naruto, like, their rivalry is, like, kind of a sibling rivalry. So, man, that would be an intense battle, though. Like, they literally were, like, fighting throughout the house just like the last fight in Naruto. Oh, that would be actually kind of epic. I think if I was a mom, I'd just be like, I'm just going to go out and buy some more cookies. That was freaking awesome.
The time has come for this cookie! Nom, 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 oh, nom, 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 nom. Ah. Bye-bye.
For being an anime fan, I don't watch a lot of anime at the moment. Become an anime fan and start binging anime by the series. Discover manga and begin collection. Getting yourself to watch anime is the most difficult task in the world. Getting yourself to watch anime is the most difficult task in the world? You know what? Legit, though, it kind of happens this way. That's why, one of the reasons why, like, on my podcast, every single week, I assign a new anime, and typically it's one that I've never seen before. Is just so that I'll watch anime and it gives me like an incentive to. Otherwise, man, I gotta be real with you. I love anime and I love it a lot, but there's so much anime out there and it's so hard to, like, pin one down that I want to watch, because I'm like, what if this one's too much like this? What if this one's too much like that? And I don't know, man. It can become a little crazy at times. I think that happens with anything, right? Like, you play video games and all of this. Actually, I don't know. Is that the same thing? I mean, if you see something that looks like a clone of another video game, which, I mean, happens a lot with anime as well, it's kind of the same, it's kind of like a similar thing. So, yeah, I feel this one, man. Dude, this one hit me hard. This one hit me real hard. Exposed. Wait, what? Me. I want to watch Demon Slayer. Friend. Oh, really? It's about an orphan protecting his sister from some rainbow dudes and the plans of demon Michael Jackson. Me. The... What? Oh, man. Rainbow dudes. Wow. The demon Michael Jackson. You have no idea how many jokes, actually, I think in particular Johnny's made, that have just cracked me the hell up. Where he just makes some type of reference to like him being a smooth, Muzan being a smooth criminal or something like that. Kills me, dude. It kills me so much because he looks just like him, dude. You know, the worst part is he's going after all these little kids. Actually, maybe I shouldn't get into that. Never mind. Next meme. Applies to pretty much every protagonist. Shouting the name of your attack move doesn't make it any better. Luffy. Wow, Luffy looks like he's already in second gear right there, man. Wow. Yeah, that's always kind of... I always wondered, like, because I'm a big UFC fan, so I'm always wondering, like, if I ever saw somebody, like, throw a kick or something like that in a UFC fight, that would be kind of hilarious. Even in, like, Baki, when I was doing that video for Jack Hanma, one of the things that they would mention is, granted, they never, the actual person wouldn't say the name, like, out loud. They would just, the announcer would, or, like, in what's the volleyball one, Haikyuu, that, you know, like synchronized attack, and they're all like they're all running at the same time. It's like, who does this? Nobody does this. Stop it.
Get some help.
So anyway, guys, that was the video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed that. It's always good to open up the year with some awesome memes and some awesome laughs. Thank you guys for being along for the journey. If you guys have not yet subscribed, please do so. We would really appreciate it. As always, guys, you can check out All Things Casual at the link tree in the description box down below. Also, if you'd like to email us, you can email us at animecasuals with an S, real, R-E-A-L, @gmail.com. Do not forget that I go on 6 days a week, well, 2 days with Michael and Johnny, where we just talk about anime stuff on our podcast, Anime Casuals. You can check it out on most major platforms. But there is a link in the link tree in the description box down below. As always, guys, don't forget to keep it casual.